What's up, guys? Dustin here. As many of you know, I went on this journey earlier this year to watch every A24 movie ever made, and well, I've done it. So now that I've watched 164 movies and from this wonderful studio, I've wanted to take the horror specific or horror adjacent ones, movies that we would review here on the Don't Go Out There podcast. I want to take them and rank them 1 through 42, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a synopsis and my letterbox rating. Follow me on letterbox at dmfrank_. We'll give you a little brief overview and a rating here on this countdown. Checking in dead last, number 42, we have 2022's Men, one of the worst movies, specifically in the ending, that I've ever seen. The movie's slow. I hated just about everything about it. I gave it a half a star. At 41, we've got 2018's In Fabric. It had more potential than what it delivered. It's a better movie to me if you pretend that the dress was made by Eloise from Last Night in Soho. I gave it 2 stars. At 40, 2021's False Positive. Talk about a tonal nightmare. Just all over the place with the tone. I felt like I had pregnancy brain watching this movie. I gave it 2 stars. If you want a movie that you can turn into a drinking game, watch 2015's Mojave. I've got it at 39. The drinking game would be to take a shot every time someone says, brother. You'll be dead, but you'll have more fun getting drunk than you will actually watching this movie. I gave it 2 stars. At 38, I can't think of a movie that pissed me off as badly as The Killing of a Sacred Deer from 2017. I mean, when I saw Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman, I was all in, but it just didn't work out. The movie's very weird. Go watch it, because if I had to see it, everyone needs to watch it, but I gave it 2 stars. At 37, I've got 2018's Under the Silver Lake. The movie was all over the place. It walked so Beau is Afraid can run. Take that for what it's worth. It is good for the occasional laugh. I gave it 2 stars. At 36, I've got 2024's I Saw the TV Glow. The final act lost me in this one. It felt like it was trying too hard to be a metaphor rather than conveying any kind of real message. I gave it 2 stars. 35 is 2021's Lamb. It's beautifully shot, but the runtime is extremely bloated. Not much happens, and the only real horror comes with like 10 minutes to go in the movie, and nothing is explained in this movie as to why the situation happened. I gave it 2.5 stars. At 34, I've got 2015's Dark Places. Charlize Theron and Nicholas Hoult, they gave good performances, but this is a very generic and unseasoned movie. I gave it 2.5 stars. And at 33, I've got 2017's Woodstock. Visually stunning, but it's slow. It does a good job of capturing the mundane nature of depression. 2.5 stars. Coming in at number 32, I've got 2019's The Hole in the Ground. For me, they didn't establish the relationship enough between the mother and son to fully appreciate the changes that the boy was undergoing. And the mom just didn't portray enough emotion with the fact that her son was gone. She just kind of accepted it. Movie kind of fell flat, 2.5 stars. At number 31, I've got 2016's The Monster. It's a pretty standard monster movie, very predictable, kind of boring. It's not terrible though. I gave it 2.5 stars as well. At 30, I've got 2015's The Sea of Trees. It's a head scratcher of a movie. The unaliving of oneself is a very emotional subject, and this movie batters your emotions due to the subject matter, but it was full of misses for me. The ambulance getting T-boned made me laugh when I should have cried. 2.5 stars. At 29 is 2023's Beau is Afraid. This movie is what an acid trip feels like. Ari Aster's brain needs to be studied when he passes. What a ride this movie was. Oh, and I will never hear Always Be My Baby by Mariah Carey the same way again. Movie is wildly absurd. It is entertaining though. 2.5 stars. At 28 for me is 2022's The Eternal Daughter. Tilda Swinton and The Atmosphere were phenomenal, but the ending just kind of had me saying, oh, that's it? But I did give it 3 stars. 27 for me is going to be 2018's High Life. You can see the cast right there, Robert Pattinson and the horror debut of Mia Goth. Listen, very rarely these days does a movie make me say, what the fuck? But this one managed to do that multiple times. It's so strangely unique that I couldn't help but kind of like it. I think 3 stars. 26 for me is The Black Coat's Daughter from 2015. Look, if you know me, you know I love her, Emma Roberts. But it's a pretty slow movie. But the acting and atmosphere were great, and there were some decent scares, 3 stars. Top 25 time, I went with Saint Maud 2019. Movie felt so much longer than the hour and 24-hour runtime because it was so slow, but it really finishes in a flurry. Made up for it some, 3 stars. 24 is going to be 2022's White Noise. It's quirky, it's smartly written, the acting was great, and they really nailed the era, and the end credits were wildly entertaining, 3 stars. 23 is Kevin Smith's Tusk from 2014. This movie made me say, what? Multiple times. Really bizarre movie, but it was captivating. Johnny Depp alone is worth watching this movie. It's like Scary Movie meets The Human Centipede, 3 stars. And 22 is Bodies, Bodies, Bodies from 2022. Really fun movie with plenty of laughs, but the ending really pissed me off. At 21, I've got 2017's First Reformed. Very strong first 2 acts, but the ending did lose me some. It's too ambiguous for me to rank it a little higher. Even the director, Paul Schrader, says he doesn't know what the ending was, so that hurts it some, 3 stars. Top 20, I've got 2018's Slice. It's fun, fresh premise, very good horror comedy. The way it's shot felt like a music video in the best kind of way, 3 stars. This may be a hot take, but at 19, I've got 2022's Pearl. I didn't love it. It felt unnecessary to me. I didn't need more of Pearl's backstory than what was established in X. It's shot well though, and Ty West does a great job of capturing the era, 3 stars. At 18, I've got 2015's Into the Forest. It's great atmosphere, it's very well acted, and it was bleak enough to really feel like the world had ended. I wish there was more tension though. I gave it 3.5 stars. Number 17, I've got 2013's Enemy. Jake Gyllenhaal, he was great playing 2 roles, and there was a good amount of tension. I gave it 3.5 stars. At 16, I've got 1998's Pi. It's like The Matrix for advanced analytics nerds. The movie had a frantic pace, and it's visually unique. Great debut from Darren Aronofsky. The score is distracting for me at times, but still a good movie, 3.5 stars. At 15 is 2018's Climax. Look, if you love to hear people scream and cry, this is your movie. But the suspense was great, and it really felt like a bad acid trip, so I gave it 3.5 stars. At 14 is 2014's Life After Beth. Great pacing, and the comedy wasn't too over the top. Really fun movie, 3.5 stars. Coming in at 13 for me is 2019's The Lighthouse. It's visually beautiful and incredibly acted by Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, but the payoff missed for me. Still solid overall though, 3.5 stars. At number 12, I've got 2017's A Ghost Story. It's a very powerful and emotional story. The look of the ghost, that was a choice though. I understand the simplistic approach, and it's a throwback to the way that ghosts used to be portrayed, but it didn't hit for me and it hindered my ranking, 3.5 stars. And the last one outside the top 10 is 2022's X. I like this movie more every time I watch it, so in the future this one could easily crack my top 10. I love that it's an original concept and it has nods to horror classics. I gave it 3.5 stars as well. Alright guys, here's the finale, my top 10 A24 horror movies. At number 10 is 2015's Green Room. This movie has great tension, great suspense, and let me tell you, skinheads being bad people, I did not see that coming. 4 stars. At number 9 is 2013's Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson. Look, I'm not sure what exactly I watched in this movie, but I was mesmerized. It was so unique and odd that it kept me captivated, and I ended up enjoying it. 4 stars. At number 8, I've got 2014's The Captive. It's a pretty standard abduction thriller storyline, but it was executed so well. Ryan Reynolds acted his ass off. 4 stars. Checking in at number 7 is the most recent movie on the list, 2024's Maxine. This is my favorite movie in this Ty West trilogy. I had so much fun with this movie. It's completely different than X and Pearl, but it somehow fits perfectly. I loved it. 4 stars. At number 6 is 2017's It Comes at Night. It's so bleak and effective. It's a great end-of-the-world thriller. I loved it. 4 stars. Top 5 time. At 5 is 2018's Hereditary. It's well made and it's incredibly acted. See Toni Collette. Plus, it has the best kill of any movie ever. Shout out to the telephone pole. 4 stars. Number 4, 2015's The Witch. This is such an unnerving movie to me. Like, it caused me to hate seeing rabbits in my yard forever. So, very effective. 4 stars. At 3, I've got 2015's Ex Machina. Listen, this scenario would spell disaster for me. A robot that looks like Ava could get anything it wanted from me. Sorry, not sorry. Very solid movie, and I think everyone loves the dance scene. I'm gonna go 4 stars. Number 2, I've got Talk to Me from 2022. What an incredible debut from the Filippo brothers. It's a great looking movie that has great tension and it's a fresh take. I cannot speak highly enough of this movie. 4.5 stars. And that means that number 1 for me is Midsommar from 2019. Ari Aster. Great cinematography, great acting. It's such a weird and unique story. It's unnerving. It's so damn good. Love this movie. Gets better with every watch. 4.5 stars. And that is my A24 horror movie rankings. Hopefully you agreed. If not, let me know where I got it wrong.